Hebrews 11, and it's going to be verses 1 to 16, and then 39 and 40. Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. By faith, Abel offered God a better sacrifice than Cain did. By faith, he was commended as a righteous man when God spoke well of his offerings. And by faith, he still speaks, even though he is dead. By faith, Enoch was taken from this life so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. By faith, Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear built an ark to save his family. By his faith, he condemned the world and became heir to the righteousness that comes by faith. By faith, Adam, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith, he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God. By faith, Abraham, even though he was past age and Sarah herself was barren, was enabled to become a father because he considered himself faithful, who had made the promise. And so from this one man, and he as good as dead, came descendants, as numerous as the stars in the sky and as countless as the sand on the seashore. All these people were still living by faith when they died. They did not receive the things promised. They only saw them and welcomed them from a distance. And they admitted that they were aliens and strangers on earth. People who say such things show that they are looking for a country of their own. If they had been thinking of the country they had left, they would have had opportunity to return. Instead, they were longing for a better country, a heavenly one. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised. God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. This is the word of the Lord.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, some of you are very sleepy this morning. Shall we try again? Good morning, everyone. That was a little bit better. How are we all doing today? So this is like really good, this is okay, and this is pants. Okay, so you ready? After 3, how you doing? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, okay, good. Some good, some not so. Okay. Today, this is really high, so I'm going to have to just move it to the side. Today, we are thinking all about faith. And Paul just read to us, lovely, from the Bible. And for those that normally come here on a Sunday, that was a short version for what I normally pick, as we all realise, because I like to do this much Bible reading. So we're going to be thinking about the whole passage. So if you do want to look at the passage, it is all of Hebrews 11 that I'm going to be talking about today. And we're going to learn a little bit from them more about faith. So I've got a bag here. Just a gift bag, generic, bit boring. And in this bag, I have got a bar of dairy milk. Who believes me when I say that I've got a bar of dairy milk in here? Okay, some people. Obviously, I'm not that trustworthy. Even my own best friend's going. Children, who believes me that I've got chocolate in this bag? Okay, some of you. The children trust me, at least. Okay. So, how would you know for definite that I had a bar of chocolate in this bag this morning? How would you know for definite? Lorna? Because you know me. Oh, thanks, Lorna. That is one of the answers. Because you know me, you trust have faith in me that I don't lie. How else would we know that I've got chocolate in here? Lily Rose? Otherwise, why else would I have the bag? Yeah, that is also. What else? There's one really easy way that we would know that I have chocolate. Owen? Yes, you can have a look inside of it. Okay, so I need a volunteer, and I would like my volunteer, Temi and Dami, would you like to come up and be the volunteer? And Bammy, if she wants to, but she's a teenager, so I'm not going to push it. Would you like to come up and help me? Okay, so I could take it out of here. And that is exactly what the guys are going to do now. Okay, so I did just put some paper on top, to be honest, so that no children spied a look. Okay, so can you take it out and show everyone what is inside of there? Hold it up nice and high. Oh, okay. So what does this look like, Temi?
A chocolate bar.
A chocolate bar. It looks like a chocolate bar. Right, but what if I had just filled this with something else? I've just put some sand in there. How are you going to know if I've just put some sand in there or if it's real chocolate? Morgan? You could keep it in the wrapper and still snap it. Okay, yep, I've just done that. Did you hear the snap? Let me do it again. But what if I've put some, what snaps? Balsa wood. Yay. What if I put some balsa wood in there this morning and that is what made the snap? What else could I do to show you that it has real chocolate in it, Lily? Smell it? We could definitely smell it. Do you want to smell it, guys? Are you ready? Okay, let's see if we can open it. Okay, does it smell like chocolate?
Yes.
Does it smell like chocolate?
Yes.
Gone off again. It smells like chocolate, but what if I had done modelling clay, because I love a bit of modelling clay, and then I'd painted it brown, and then I'd sprayed chocolate scent all over it? How would you then know that it is dairy milk chocolate? How would you know? Toby? Eat it. You could eat it. Okay, are you allowed to have a bit of chocolate? Mum? Are they allowed to try a bit of chocolate? Yeah. Are you all right to try a bit? Do you like chocolate, first of all? Yeah. Okay, you have that bit there. And you have that bit there, Temi. Okay, you eat it and you'd see what it tastes like. Oh, who's a little bit jealous that they're eating chocolate? Yeah, I know. Okay, now what does it taste like?
Chocolate.
Oh, what does it taste like, Temi?
Chocolate.
So can you confirm that this is definitely chocolate? Yes, let's give them a big round of applause. You can take that with you if you want to go sit down. So, the reason that I did that this morning was because I can say something. I can just tell you something. But if you believe me, you've got to have faith that what I'm saying is the truth. All along that, lots of people, not as many as I'd hoped for, believed at the beginning that I was telling the truth. But they had faith that I was telling the truth of what was in it. And that is what we're looking for this morning. We're talking all about faith. So I would like you to chat to the person next to you for 30 seconds and talk to each other about what is faith. What is faith? Talk to the person next to you. Go. Okay, now you've got to look at each other and decide if anyone's confident enough to stick their hand up. Have 5 seconds to do that. So what was that one, Nicola? What is faith? Okay, and don't worry if you're a visitor. I'm not going to pick on you, but people that normally come here, I will pick on you. So put your hands up and then it doesn't look like I'm mean. Morgan, what is faith? Believing even if you have no proof. Okay, what else is faith? Anyone else? Jared? Believing in something even though you can't see it. Natalie? Yay! Amen. And I'm going to read that in a minute because I've got that to read to you in just a second. Anything else? What is faith? Phil? It's a gift. Amen. Liz? Liz says we use faith every day. She's exercising it by trusting that the chair is going to be a chair and that she can sit on it and it's not going to turn to jelly. And so, Natalie is brilliant. She knew what I was going to say. In the Bible, in that passage that we just read, it says, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance of what we do not see. So, we can have confidence in something that we don't even see. And what does it mean to have confidence in God, even though we can't see him? Now, I don't see God on a daily basis. Maybe some of you do. I don't. But what I do see is God at work on a daily basis. I see God at work on a daily basis. Talk to your neighbour for 15 seconds. You'll also notice that I don't do timings very well. About how you see God at work on a daily basis. How you see God at work on a daily basis. Go. Okay, so some volunteers. How do you see God at work on a daily basis? Anybody? Lucy, shout out loud for us, Lucy. We're alive. Yes, well done, Lucy. Give Lucy a clap for that. That's a good one. How else do we see God at work in our everyday? The sun comes up every morning. Anything else before? Lorna! The weather. Yes. The weather. Lorna's husband being able to grow beautiful strawberries. That is God at work every day. What else? Anyone else? No. Does anyone ever feel like giving up? Oh, wait. Go on. You see God in people. Yeah. Does anyone feel like giving up sometimes? And then they have something out of nowhere that keeps them going. Scott, who is it that keeps you going? God. God keeps us going. So, faith means knowing that God is at work. And in that passage that we read and didn't read, in Hebrews 11, it talks about some people. So, has everyone got a piece of paper and a pen? There should have been one on your chair when you came in. So I need you to fold it into 6. So it's got to have 6 squares. You know, like when you were younger? Like when you were younger and you did cartoon strips. I don't know. That's what I did. Some people still do them every day, Paul. Okay. And it should look something like this. So 6 squares. I mean, you can do it like this if you want, but it's not really what we were going for. They've done rectangles. Still 6, it's fine. Okay, it's just to give you an outline of what we're going. So, we're going to go through some of those people, those heroes of faith that he writes about and talks about in Hebrews 11. So first of all, each time I say someone, you're going to draw a little picture in one square of that person or those people. And I want you to try and draw them with the characteristics of them having faith. So you've got to draw them like they've got faith. So maybe, let me choose someone that isn't in there. Jonah had faith that God would rescue him from the belly of a big fish. You might draw something, I don't know, like him being sicked up on a beach. So you've got to think like that. Okay, if you draw stick people, that's fine. If you can only write, that's fine as well, I suppose. But you've got to draw. Have a go at drawing. So, first of all, you're going to draw Abraham and Sarah in the same box. We're going to cheat and use one box for both of them. So Abraham had faith even though he and Sarah were nearly 100 years old. he and Sarah had faith that they would have children, even though it seemed impossible that they wouldn't be able to. Abraham had faith, even though he was nearly 100 years old, he hadn't got any children, that his descendants would be more than the stars in the night sky and the sand on the beach. But you know what? It wasn't without trouble, was it? Their child was called Isaac, and Isaac means she laughed. Sarah laughed at what God had told her, but she still had faith. Okay, when you've done it, give us a little wave of it so I know where we're at. Oh, yeah, I know, babe. Okay, a few people. Give you a few more seconds. Oh. Yes, Abraham and Sarah in the same box. Okay, and the next box, Noah. Noah must have seemed well crazy to all of his neighbours. He was building the biggest boat that had ever been seen on dry land. But he did it by faith. He trusted that God had got a plan. And even after that plan had come to fruition and God had saved the world, Noah still messed up. He took off all his clothes and he drank too much wine. Draw that how you wish. Okay, give me a wave if you've done Noah. Okay. So we move on. By faith, Moses believed that God would set his people free from all slavery, even though Moses had messed up. He'd taken someone out. He didn't want to speak for himself, but yet he had faith that God would redeem all of that and would set his people free. Draw Moses. I like it. Okay, how are we doing then? So we've got Abraham and Sarah, we've got Moses, and we've got Noah. Show it to your friends sat next to you. See how well we're doing. And we move on. Rahab was from, oh, not all of you are listening. Rahab was from a different background altogether. Adults, we know that she might have been in some trouble. Feel that in yourselves. So, Rahab was from a completely different background. She didn't even know about God. She was a Canaanite. God wasn't part of her family makeup. Yet she had faith that he would look after her, even though she wasn't living by God's standards. Draw Rahab and maybe the spies. Okay, now I want us to move on from out of that all of that passage. And I want you to think about somebody you know that has faith in God. / it can't be yourself. So it's got to be somebody you know that has faith in God. I want you to draw that person. What kind of faith do they have? Have they been through difficult times and yet still have faith? Have they maybe messed up a little bit, but God is still faithful to them? Draw a picture of somebody you know that has faith. What impact does faith have on that person's life? Okay, now I want you to draw a picture of yourself. I'm just going to put this in here because I think me holding it's making it worse. I want you to draw a picture of yourself. Do you have faith in God? What does faith look like for you? Have you messed up along the way? I know I have. Has God come through with his promise of love over your life? Draw a picture of yourself. You see, faith, it isn't about being perfect. It isn't about always getting everything right. Faith is about trusting in God, a God who loves us more than anything, who never leaves us and is at work in our lives and in the world. Faith is confidence in what we do not see. Faith that we are saved from the punishment of all the bad stuff that we say, we do, we think, we don't say, we don't do. Jesus says, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Move from here to here, he says, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Amen.